All right, good morning. It's been a minute. Let me put my glove back on. Oh, it is halfway through January now. We're in that kind of rinse repeat part of the winter. Nothing exciting's happening. Everything's bred, so no one's getting jumped. Though the Christmas cow, she's right there. She was one that had the calf at Christmas time. I just watched her get bred, so we're gonna get her back in line with fall calving instead of this crazy winter thing. So the next one should be coming, around September, October, something like that. One of the benefits of having a bull in your flock or herd, rams and bulls in, except for a couple months out of the year. This winter is testing me, though. I will tell you, it's been a very tough one. You can see this is that Cole South Pole, and she's getting very hippie, even though she's eating. So she's still eating, she's still alert. She's just so thin. I don't know. I might have to throw her in the head gate and douse her. And leave her in the corral to poop in the corral, so she doesn't put the medicine down on my ground. But she's just not having a good time. Everyone else seems like they're doing well, but this winter has been a test, I'll tell you that. The temperature swings this year have been probably the worst I've ever seen. And I'm not like a multi-decade farmer, but I talked to the old guys and they all just kind of shrugged their shoulders. They don't know what to make of it. We're going 40 minus 10, 40 minus 10. And so I've kind of quit feeding where I was planning to, because I had some tragedy strike. With that freeze melt thaw cycle, that hill is basically a skating rink up there underneath the hay. And my very best South Pole went down and broke her leg and died. Just a real shame. I don't know if you can see her. There's a hay bale all the way at the top of the hill next to the woods. We just pulled her up there and covered her in hay because there's no digging in this ground, I'll tell you that. But it's just a mess. I can handle cold or mild, whatever. I prefer cold, but mild is fine. We can get through mud, whatever. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know how to underscore the amount of stress it puts on these animals to have this whoop, boop, boop, boop type of thing. And it's showing through on a few animals. We have the death, we got the thin one. I mean, the sheep they look great. My sheep are bulletproof. I have nothing bad to say about it, but and it's kind of forced Doug and I to reevaluate what we're gonna do and what animals we're gonna keep. And last year our course was set on blazing growth in cattle, and now we're thinking to trim some of the junk out. It's just one of those things, you learn as you go. No plan survives the start of battle, so that's kind of where we're at right now. We have some good stuff, like some of these South Poles that never dealt with this weather, like this girl, doing fine, just cruising. So it's not all bad, it's not like doom and gloom. The animals that were born on this farm, totally fine. It's just some of my cattle imports are just showing it. And that's just something I, need to work through. And if you're getting going, like I've talked to a number of guys that are getting going, and one of the things that's surprising is that you really don't have to go far. Like if you buy animals from this far to this far, if that climate's different at all, those animals which were doing perfect at where they were born, where they were designed, what they were doing, can struggle. I sold some sheep to a friend of mine this year who lives not an hour and a half away from me, but there's a very specific mite load or some kind of worm load that is in his area that's not in mine, And some of my sheep, and you can see the quality of the sheep, they're struggling. He's lost a couple. And I'm not going to say the name or anything, but like, that's an hour and a half, same state, you know, a reasonable driving distance. It's not like they came from across the country. So it's just something to be aware of if you're acquiring animals. The challenges that those animals are designed for by the, you know, the epigenetics expressed by their mothers and all of that may be different than your environment, and that can cause some trouble. And that's what I'm seeing. Like some of mine are like, there's one Red Angus and that South Pole that are having a hard time with this outdoor management setup. Everyone else is doing fine. And then we had the one death with ice. And it's a shame. But, you know, only quitters quit. All you can do is persevere and put one foot in front of the other and know that spring is coming. We got 3 calves up in the milk shed. You can see Anne's up there. She just got done milking, it looks like. Her milk cow calf, the blind one and the Christmas one are all up there. And they're all doing really well. We're planning on just selling those because they've been bottle fed. So I'm gonna tetanus them and then cut them probably in the next week or so. Not once their nuts are big enough for me to get at them. And we're probably just gonna run them into the auction barn as, you know, 300-pound steer feeders. And then Ann has a beautiful heifer calf that's very tame, but she's 3/4 beef, so I wouldn't feel good about selling her to like for milk, you know. Ann's milk cow is half beef too, and she gives us about 2 gallons a day, tops. So it's not, you know, which is perfect for our family. We don't need to be having milk coming out of our ears. Look at that chunk of meat right there. That's my guy I'm keeping intact right now. I'm keeping an eye on him. Look at his shoulders and neck. Yeah. So anyhow, life goes on. I just want to give a brief update. The nice thing is we got a cold snap for the next foreseeable future. So the freeze-thaw cycle is something that we've endured. And hopefully we can move on to a much more conventional. Here, look, you can see just the ice glinting over there. I can't even look at it directly with my eyeballs because it's so bright. But what a beautiful morning. All right.